Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel where we embark on an enchanting journey through the captivating world of history. Today we delve into the awe-inspiring tale of Hagia Sophia, a majestic monument that has stood as a testament to human accomplishment for centuries. Imagine transporting yourself to Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire, in the 6th century CE. Before you stands an architectural wonder, a domed masterpiece that transcends time and space, the Hagia Sophia. Originally built as a Christian basilica in 537 CE, the Hagia Sophia soon became the pinnacle of the Byzantine architecture. Its majestic dome, soaring high into the heavens, marked an era of innovation and engineering brilliance. The grandeur of its interior, adorned with intricate mosaics, lavish decorations, and stunning artistic expressions, mesmerized all who crossed its threshold. As the centuries passed, the Hagia Sophia witnessed the ebb and flow of empires. With the fall of Constantinople in 1453, the triumphant Ottoman Empire transformed this extraordinary structure into mosque, adding minarets and architectural elements that further enriched its splendor. For nearly 5 centuries, the Hagia Sophia served as the place of worship for Muslim devotees who marveled at its beauty and revered its sacred essence. Yet in 1935, this architectural gem underwent a transformative change once again when it was converted into a museum, showcasing its historical significance to the world. Today, Hagia Sophia stands as a living testament to the interplay of cultures, religions, and architectural mastery across time. Its magnificence draws millions of visitors each year, igniting a sense of wonder and appreciation from the artistry and ingenuity of those who came before us. Rebuilding the Hagia Sophia in the game brings numerous advantages, about which we're gonna start talking right now. In the game, we get Hagia Sophia as the production wonder. It's just like Tomb of Mausolus, they're basically a mirrored version of each other in the game, how they were designed. This particular wonder provides us with production. This wonder has 2 base bonuses. First one is it can grant you a mystery chest, which can include research points whenever you solve a negotiation up to 5 times a day. In the game we have Battle Pass. In the challenger tasks in the middle there is always a win this battle or do the negotiation. There are also Alliance Treasure Hunt where you can do daily negotiations up to 5 times per day to get that chest. Now this chest provides us with gold or research points at random with a certain percentages. At the level 1 you will have 40% to get 1 research point, 2 research points at 5% and 55% to get gold. Now as you level this wonder up to level 30, this wonder will give you 1 research point at 25%, 2 research points at 39% and 3 research points at 15%, as well as gold at 21%. My personal advice is to not level it up, just like the Tomb of Mausolus. Why? Because in the early game and even in the end game, the amount of research points it provides is actually very low and kinda useless to have, but the amount of gold it gives you is actually very significant, and many players in the endgame still use this wonder just for acquiring some extra gold daily. 5 negotiations you do, you open 5 chests of Hagia Sophia, and each chest can contain gold or research. At level 1, it gives you the highest percentage, 55% to get gold, so my advice is to not level it up and keep that on 55% because you will not regret the amount of gold it provides you daily for doing negotiations, and these negotiations are easy, especially since now we have Battle Pass, then you will basically never run out of these negotiation options, as well as if Alliance Treasure Hunt is on, you can do the first encounters by negotiations, which will also trigger these chests to be open, which is absolutely amazing. Now this wonder is mostly used for acquiring extra gold. Imagine you would get, like, in the Age of Sicily, I get 700k gold per chest. So that means if I'm really lucky, this wonder provides me 5 times gold per day, so this is 3.5 million per day extra. Considering that we produce in about 5-6 millions per day on the base, so 3.5 million just from nothing is actually outstanding, and main resources in this game are never enough. So my suggestion is never level it up, use it on level 1, it's absolutely perfect on that level. Because even if you reach level 30, you will have only 15% chance to get 3 research points, and it's completely literally nothing, especially for the end game. game. Now, for the early game, you might argue that you need some extra research points because you don't have wonders, even buildings, and etc. But still, I never suggest to level it up because you cannot decrease its level after leveling. And in the end game, you will use it daily, but you will use it only for acquiring extra gold because the amount it provides is actually decent and it's very much usable towards the end game. Now, as the second bonus, it has a production. It produces 250 of random current era or previous era good in one day. So for example, if you are in Age Sicily, you can get Age Sicily random goods or Iberian era random goods. Same goes with all the eras you might be in at the moment. But this daily production is actually useless because, okay, it can give you kinda random, but you produce a lot, especially towards the end game, and I think this production of Hagia Sophia is only useful early game if you don't have any other wonder to place active, and you will get those extra boosts because you might not have enough workers and you might want to acquire those goods a bit faster. You can't predict which good you will gonna get, but you will gonna get it once in 24 hours. Now, your main production in the city will still be a lot higher, so there is literally no point to keep this production and keep this wonder on all the time. But if you really struggle, especially early game, you might switch it on and just receive that random good one per day. Now, these goods, they scale, of course, with every level you level it up. They scale towards the level 30. You will get 830 of the current era good or 880 of previous era good. Now, this is also completely literally nothing because I produce like 1,000 in 2 hours. For example, if I'm a carpenter, I have 4 carpenter workshops, I produce 1,000 wardrobes in 2 hours. And if Hagia Sophia gives me 800 of those on top, for 24 hours, it's literally useless for that kind of stuff. So my advice is to use it daily. When you log on, you switch it on, you do negotiations 5 times, you collect gold, and you're really gonna be happy about that because the amount of gold is very, very decent. Also, I need to mention that imagine the amount of resources you would need to put in this wonder just to make it level 30, and you will lose the advantage of having free gold per day, and also you're gonna get, okay, bigger production, but you will not level it up as high in the early game. You might level it up to 30 only late game, but in the late game you don't need that production and you will never use it. So I would be mindful and never level it up. Just leave it on the level 1 and I'll be super happy when I'm like Age Sicily and I just collect gold daily from this one. About the synergies of Hagia Sophia. So it doesn't have any synergy required, nothing else can boost this wonder. So you can only use it to boost the wonders that require temples active, like I told you with the case of Tomb of Massalos in the previous video. For example, Stonehenge. Stonehenge requires active temples to give you more research points. Now, what you want to do is, just before you click on Stonehenge to collect research points, switch all of your possible temples to active and Hagia Sophia as well. Then click on the Stonehenge to collect research points and then switch out the unnecessary temples like Hagia Sophia. Just because you don't need to have them on for 24 hours just to get that extra boost from, for example, Stonehenge. You can just switch it on for 1 minute just before Stonehenge produces and you will get that extra research point, which is very, very useful. Now, the same goes for Cheops Pyramid, which requires temples to produce more goods. If you're early game, you might want to get that, and also like Forbidden City. So just remember, first, you don't need to keep it on for 24 hours. Hagia Sophia doesn't need to be on for 24 hours. You just need to switch it on before you collect goods from other wonders that require temple, like Stonehenge, like Cheops Pyramid if you're using it, if you're early game, Forbidden City, and etc. Secondary, always use it at the start of the day, do 5 negotiations, collect 5 chests with the gold, super happy. Then third, and the main, would be never level it, because as you level it up, it will only decrease the percentage of giving you gold. So at level 1 is 55%, at level 30 it's 21%. And you will not get gold on the constant as you would on the level 1. Just because we don't have an option to decrease level of wonders in this game, I would never suggest to invest in it. The next wonder we're going to be talking about today would be the Hanging Gardens. Close your eyes and transport yourself back to Babylon, the thriving city of Mesopotamia in the 6th century BCE. Picture a lush oasis rising from the desert, a breathtaking testament to architectural ingenuity and nature's harmony, the Hanging Garden. Legend has it that the king, Nebuchadnezzar II, commissioned these awe-inspiring gardens to ease his queen's homesickness for the green hills of her homeland. With meticulous planning and ambitious vision, the Hanging Gardens were brought to life, standing as a testament to mankind's ability to shape and transform the environment. The Hanging Gardens were an engineering marvel, a series of terraced gardens that seemed to defy gravity as they ascended into the sky. Supported by massive stone columns and adorned with vibrant flora, these gardens created an oasis of tranquility in the heart of the bustling city. The cascading waterfalls and intricate irrigation systems were a testament to the Babylonians' advanced understanding of hydraulic engineering. These marvels not only imbued the gardens with beauty but also ensured that the plants thrived in this artificial paradise. Though the Hanging Gardens do not exist in their original form today, the accounts of their splendor have captivated the imaginations of poets, writers, and historians alike for centuries. Their ethereal beauty has inspired awe and wonder across time and space. In the game, we get this wonder as also the production wonder, one of the most useful ones early game, but usually people don't use it in the late game. Firstly, it's a mirror version of Stonehenge, how it was created in this game, for a specific reason, because Stonehenge in the case it gives you gold, and Hanging Gardens main is that it increases the production of food. And why is this important? Because in this game, food is a lot harder to get. So food will be always far back and the gold will be always up front. Why? Because gold is produced automatically. You don't need to do anything, but the food you actually need to put up production. You need to keep up with the game, and it's actually produced by a lower amount than the gold anyway. So Hanging Gardens gives really huge, really decent boost to food production. It's actually outstanding. Trust me, you would want to have this wonder, especially early game. In the middle of the allied culture ages, I mean, like for example in between Minoan and classic Greece, when you're in Egypt, or in the middle of early Rome and Roman Empire, when you have China, or when you are in the middle of Byzantine and Franks, when you have Mayans. So in the middle we always make a break at least for 1 month just to collect resources, and this is the time when the Hanging Gardens come in handy. In this period you can switch it on just to accelerate the boost of your food, because you will not upgrade anything anymore because everything is done already. You just take a break to accumulate, and therefore you want this production wonder to boost your food production so it would go a lot higher than it is at the moment, because food will be falling back all the time. In this month you might want to use it as much as you can just to boost that food production. This is actually outstanding just for that. Now the next boost this wonder has is it gives you extra percentage to the food boost for every active palace. Now the synergy you might never use because palace synergy doesn't give you anything useful in the game at all, mostly. But still, if you're up for the task, you lack food and you actually need it to progress and you know you're gonna struggle with it, this wonder comes really handy because it might boost you up quite high. Each palace gives you 4% of boost on top. As well as the third bonus, this wonder provides you with the worker. And now let's talk how it scales. On the level 1, you get a 10% boost and 1 worker. So when you go up through the levels, you will get plus 1 worker every 15 levels. Unfortunately, it's 15, it's not 5, it's not 10, it's 15, so it's kind of low. But when you don't have wonders in the early game, we always struggle with even basic resources. And this wonder wonder will come in handy. Like, if you look at mine, I have it at level 12, and that is because when I started to play, I leveled it up, and I never regretted doing that. Okay, in the late game now, in the Age of Sicily, I never switch it on, like literally never. But during the early game, like Minoan, Classic Greece, early Rome, Roman Empire, even Byzantine, I was super happy to have this wonder. This wonder made my life so much easier, and I can't say no to it. So I do recommend to have it, and I do recommend to level it up, because depending on what part of the game you are, but even in the late game, I might struggle with food, and if I do, I would switch it on and use it just for that extra huge boost. So towards level 30, it will give you on level 30, 36.5 as the base percentage of boost. So this is actually outstanding. This wonder gives you a really high boost to the food production and makes your life a lot easier. Okay, on level 30 you will get your third worker from this wonder. This wonder is very useful, sadly, just because it's nature and the palace. It does not synergize with anything useful except for Pisa Tower, but still, even with Pisa, this synergy Pisa has is kinda useless because it gives only 2.5% less time, so it's not really useful. So just because of the type of the wonder, I'm not using it. But if it would be like Stonehenge, for example, statue and temple, I would use it. So because of the statue. But since it's not a statue and nothing really useful to me, I discard it. Now, let's return to the boost. So at level 1 you get 10%, at level 30 so 36.5. Even at level 1, 10% is very nice and decent, having that boost just for nothing. So early game, when you don't have wonders, if you're lucky to get this one, you're gonna be super happy and you will never regret of having it. Then if we move to the workers, yes, you get 3 workers on the level 30, so 1 worker each 15 levels, so level 1, level 15 and level 30. About the synergy of this wonder, so this wonder can give you synergy, like I told you, with the Pisa Tower, to boost the Pisa Tower. So Pisa Tower gets 2.5% speed up regeneration to research points for every nature wonder active. No one uses Sherwood Forest, I hope, because it's actually not useful wonder in this game. So that leaves us Hanging Gardens to be the only one that is actually useful for that kind of stuff. And of course, of the new ones, the Yggdrasil, which counts as the 2 nature wonders at the same time. So if you wanna boost this Pisa Tower, you can use them, but I would tell you that the synergy is actually kinda useless. It doesn't make any significant difference, and to waste your slots, because we have little amount of wonder slots in the game, so to waste your slots and put nature wonders just to boost Pisa is kinda useless. Also, this wonder is a palace, so it doesn't count itself, but Hanging Gardens needs palace to get you more food production boost, and of course of the new ones, Valhalla. This wonder will require you to have active palace to have an extra boost to the damage it provides. Now Valhalla boosts the damage of all your units, and it gives 1.5% more for each active palace. Now this is where the palaces will kinda come in handy to boost it, but palace we need it only for 2 wonders, so the palace synergy in this game is undeveloped at all. Like, we have a lot of wonders, but none of them have any kind of palace synergy. We have top military as a statue synergy, we have Abu Simbel that boosts damage to all of your troops, we have some other synergies, but not palace. The developers made some nature wonders like Pisa Tower, so to make nature synergy somewhat useful. But palace is where it is. So if you want Hanging Gardens to produce you more food, you can of course stack up the palaces in the active tab, but trust me, you don't want to do it, because then you will kind of struggle in the battles, you will struggle with the other productions. So this wonder is actually very decent on its own main boost. Don't run after the palace synergy, just level it up, maybe like me level 12, maybe a bit higher, and enjoy the food boost whenever you struggle with the food. As I told you, in the late game I never switch it on, but in the early game this will come in handy. especially when you make breaks between eras, you will require this one just to boost food in that period of time so you would not struggle with it after. These two wonders we talked about with you today are actually very decent. Each one of them has some special uses. Now, Hagia Sophia, you use it for the chest. You need to do 5 negotiations daily to get 5 chests out of the Hagia Sophia, and hopefully you will get some gold, because this is what it's used for. And then we have Hanging Gardens, which you can use early game especially, middle game especially, in between allied culture eras. When you make a break, we use Hanging Gardens to produce more food, to just accelerate the amount we are having on the daily basis. This will help you a lot towards the endgame. And even in the endgame, if you struggle, you can always switch it on and enjoy the decent boost of food it provides every day. And on this note, I thank you all for watching. Hit a like if you like my content, subscribe for more, and I will see you on my next video.